Hayden, even more aggressive, come on. Elvis, Hayden, that way, Elvis, slide down a bit.
All set for kick-off then in Premier League Under-18 North. Referee happy, we are underway.
Go on, Marnie.
Kean Noble immediately looks long. Floyd Samba trying to win the ball back. An early challenge
Hayden, right out here, come
on his opposite number, David Osifo. And it means that Wolves can have their first feel of the ball. Alandu on this right-hand side as we look at it. The near side, if that will hold up. Just invites the challenge from Caden Braithwaite, who does well. Femi Fapetu needed a call. Referee says play on. Wilcox. Matthew Warhurst has won it back, though. He's got a bit to do. Dunbar McDonald on his right shoulder. Here he is if he can get this ball in. And Wolves concede the first corner of the game. You just see from the corner flag, testing blowy conditions in the West Midlands on Saturday morning. Otherwise, fabulous conditions. Beautiful spring day. Short corner routine. Here is Divine Mukasa. Whips the ball in. And that's over a crowd. It has been kept in. And the call from George Hardy. First feel of the ball for George Hardy. Former Notts County goalkeeper, joined Wolves from Rotherham in March last year.
Can you set? Go big, go big, go big!
Seb Lockhead then looks long. Maybe Marnie or McLeod to aim at. Ollie Watmouth a long way out. Conor McLeod, well, thought about taking it quickly.
Miles!
Elvis Alandu right in front of the Wolves technical area, looks long. Maybe a bit of wind assistance. Mane. Referee says goal kick.
Ready, get set, David!
The first touch for Ollie Watmouth, back in the side today.
Yeah, it's gonna come big.
Involved in that arm wrestle with Max Hudson for the #1 jersey for City Under-18s. Here is Harrison Parker. Bit of space to move into. Caden Braithwaite receives the ball. Under pressure though from Ford. And it did go out of play, I believe. Yeah. So Orlando to take it. McLeod just peeling away. Long throw. They're looking for Mane again. And Wilcox, the only player forward here for Wolves. Ollie Watmouth taking no chances. Long punt forwards. Header one on that far side by Alfie White.
Have a look. Mane ready to jump. Keeper J. Referee, foul throw, Lino.
Femi Fapetu under pressure. But it does reach Charlie Courtman, then Kean Noble.
Tighter.
Again out to Charlie Courtman. Floyd Samba.
Slide Elvis.
Here is Harrison Parker.
Should be there, Hayden.
City transferring play from right to left. Regan Heskey. First chance to have a real go here at Hayden Ford, and he's done well, Regan. Wanted to just check back on the inside. City successfully retained possession. Here's Harrison Parker. Divine Mukasa looking for the out ball, but too much on that for Regan Heskey. Ollie Rice looking on.
David, outside shoulder, Dave. Find the spaces, Jade.
Drop right down, Alfie and Hayden. Drop right down. Drop down, Alfie. Drop down, Hayden.
George Hardy will be to get us back underway.
Drop down, Alfie.
Seb Lockhead with the long punt forwards. Maybe a bit of wind assistance as well. Difficult to judge, really. Looks like the wind is coming from behind the camera as we see it, almost across the pitch.
Elvis, higher! Seb, Alfie, higher!
Connor, this one's you, Connor. Connor, this
Good,
one's you.
terrific. Ready to jump, Hayden. Get there. Spin, Hayden.
Christian Dunbar McDonald the target. Wolves trying to scramble bodies back. And then Hardy taking no chances. Only reaches Charlie Coleman, who will keep the ball in, finds Floyd Samba, does well. Samba trying to get the turn on Alfie White on that far side and does so. Oh, and he's done brilliantly. Wants the free kick. No, says the referee.
Leave him in. Come on, Bjorn, you're too deep.
Kean Noble, the only player back here for City, but he does have options. Can go all the way back to Ollie Watmuff and does.
Come on, mate.
Keep going, Bjorn. Keep going, Bjorn.
Back in, Jay.
Higher, Caden, higher, leave him alone.
Hayden, he's coming on to you. Elvis, slide, quick out.
Slide.
Good.
One
Ready
is
to jump, Miles.
Straight out of play though, and it will be a Wolves throw-in. Well, City doing their utmost to take the game to Wolves. Christian Dunbar McDonald might be a watching brief here. Referee just going across to have a word with Christian Dunbar, but it looks like okay.
David deeper. Get us up, Seb.
For Petty has won it back for City.
Go with it. Go on, Mane. Go with it, Jay. Go on,
Harrison Parker creating the angle for Ollie Watmuff, decides to go the opposite way.
You're right, Mane. You banged on Mane. That's fine. It's great in coming on to us. It's fine. Good. Elvis, slide quicker. Lino, watch the shove here. Okay, that's a compliment, Hayden. Narrow.
Ollie Watmuff deciding this time to go long. George Hardy a long way out of goal. Well, the Wolves goalkeeper fully committed. Lukasa, lay-off two for Petty, who's trying to find Heskey on this near side. Matty Warhurst battling away. Yeah, there's a player down. Might be an early problem here for Wolves. Well, it's a long punt forward, isn't it? And look at George Hardy here, way committed. Initial chest control and deciding then to take no chances, but Wolves with a player down and looks like a problem with the right ankle, doesn't it? Conor McLeod has gone down. It's a little bit of contact with Caden Braithwaite. On the bench for Wolves this afternoon, Elliot Saba, Xander Greaves, Ollie Stafford, Emilio Ballard-Matthews and Rhys Bowen. Kean Noble just coming across to have a word with Ollie Rice.
Rhys Bowen! Jay.
Conor McLeod has got a clear issue here.
Okay, yeah. Right 10. And then Rhys will go 9/10.
So let's just have a look again. Kean Noble winning the initial header. Caden Braithwaite was just an overextension, or looked to be initially holding the right knee area. But yeah, maybe it's just extended the knee area. Obviously some concern here for Wolves, and it does mean that players just been broken up momentarily. Caden Braithwaite coming across as well. It looks like Conor McLeod is not going to be able to continue. Rhys Bowen waiting to come on.
Give us a minute. Sorry, guys.
Just have to hang fire with that substitution. I think they're going to try and give Conor McLeod as much time as possible. He's going to be coming back on, isn't he, I think. Yep, so an uncontested throw-in. Harrison Parker will send the ball back, and it means that we can get back underway. No breakthrough then, here in Premier League Under-18 North, at the Sir Jack Hayward training grounds. Suffice to say, and I think a fair comment, that neither goalkeeper really tested so far. Harrison Parker, strong challenge. McLeod is back on the pitch. Ball has gone out of play. It's going to be a Manchester City throw-in. Wilcox putting the pressure on. And then Ollie Watmuth. Ball over the top for Christian Dunbar, but again, just a bit too much on it. Patience might be the key. Alandi. To Ford. Good challenge from Caden Braithwaite. Here is Regan Heskey. First touch takes the ball out of play. A little bit unlucky on that occasion. Wolves ending a poor run of recent home form with a 2-0 victory against Nottingham Forest last time out. Here on home soil. Goals from Conor McLeod and Jake Wilcox.
Halfway, back line. Keep going. Go on, go again. Go again.
Cian Noble doing well to come across the line of Jake Wilcox there. Harrison Parker goes back. Noble out to Charlie Courtman.
Brilliant, Alfie. Go on, win it, Alfie. Got him, Alfie. Go on, go on. Slide now, slide.
Macassa to Harrison Parker. Does have an option on.
Halfway, ready to race. George, stay connected. Mark in position, Miles. Alfie, get across. You want the pockets? Fly to the pocket. Oh, we get! Oh, we get! Good! Connor, not too deep. Connor, not too deep.
And again, they look for Dunbar McDonald. Matthew Warhurst, the furthest forward here. If he can bring it under. He does. Finds Dunbar McDonald.
Don't get in the box.
Here's Samba.
Don't get in the box. What we get? What we get? Stay there, Harrison. Stay there. Not wider. Not wider. Slide, Connor. Slide, Connor.
Now Harrison Parker.
Brilliant,
won't reach Regan Heskey, but does well in the second phase. Helped out by Caden Braithwaite. City put in an extra man in there.
Yes, Lino.
Harrison Parker with the ball over the top of Samba. That's the ball he was looking for. That's a right idea.
Where's the space? Bjorn. Stay on it, George. Get us live. Follow. Follow.
Seb Lockhead. Oh, it's a bit loose. Here is Dunbar McDonald. Can City punish Wolves here? Dunbar McDonald with a bit of trickery. Options in the middle. Here's the cutback. Oh, Matty Warhurst. It was just a shade behind him. And it just didn't have enough of it to run through. But it was loose, wasn't it, initially from George Hardy? Oh, it's a hospital ball. There's a chance for Wilcox. Oh, it's good defending from Cian Noble, who's done the hard part here. Wolves breaking from one end of the pitch to the other.
Good lad, George.
And they do have a throw-in over on the far side. So he'll be taken by Damon.
In the three. Get in the box, Hayden. Go on, Connor, get in the box.
Mane. Well, looked to be a tug on the shirts, and yet the referee agrees. So it will be a Manchester City free kick. And City can just reset here. Chance to get bodies further up the pitch.
Go on, Slide, Miles, slide. Slide tight. Go on, brilliant.
One back by Ford. Assistant didn't like the challenge on Conor McLeod from Caden Braithwaite. It's going to be a Wolves free kick. Conor McLeod, I think, still struggling here. Not sure he's going to be able to continue. And it means that Wolves, I think, are going to have to make that change. Don't think Conor McLeod has been able to shake that off. Trying his utmost to stay on here.
I'm going to do you, mate. Conor, I'm going to do you.
Osifo has come across to take this for Wolves. Osifo with delivery. Wolves with a chance then. Oh, and it's blocked. It was Ford who got the strike away. Here we go again. Trying to get this through a crowd, deflected. Hayden Ford with the chance. Miles Damon it will be. Wolves looking for the long throw here. Some organising for Ollie Watmouth.
Yeah, David, not too high, Dave. Elvis, don't leave us.
Miles Damon with a bit of a tester for this City rear guard. And then Divine Mikasa happy to send it clear. Now a chance for City to get further up the pitch. Damon will just put the ball out of play.
Ready to jump, David. Where are we? Where's David? David, ready to go that one. Stay in, deeper. Go, Jake! Go on, Jake! There, the block! Go on!
Parker.
Go again! Go on!
To Ollie Watmouth.
David's there. Slide quicker. Hayden, you're right in as a right back. Now you're right in as a wing back. Hayden, go! Go on, Dave! That's the word. That's the word.
Charlie Cortman.
Brilliant, David! Rowling, George! Rowling!
Into the feet of Dunbar McDonald, who was having a look over the right shoulder at the referee, but again a shake of the head from Brandon Scaife.
Ready to jump. Connor, ready to jump. Jake, you might do the keeper. Jake, do the keeper. Do the keeper. Go on, Dave.
Charlie Cortman finds Femi for Petu.
Okay.
Harrison Parker asked the question of with that clearance from Watmouth. Here's Ford. Cut back to McLeod. Great save from Ollie Watmouth. Might have been going in. And all of a sudden he feels a little better about himself, Conor McLeod. It's not a bad effort. Ford with the tee up to Conor McLeod. Oh, that might have been going in. He still doesn't look to be moving too well. Miles Damon it will be with a long throw in over on that far side. Damon with the launch. It's gone through a bit of a crowd. Lockett help it on then for Petu. Regan Heskey. Yeah, there might be a problem here for Conor McLeod. Just a late trip. But it does just mean that Manchester City can regroup here. It's a late trip, isn't it, by McLeod on Regan Heskey.
Well done, fellas. Don't drop. Stay high. Stay high. Brilliant, Elvis. Brilliant, Elvis. Elvis, I love it.
Nelball. Won't reach Matty Warhurst. Damon helping it on. Mane.
Yeah.
Divine Mikasa in there. So too for Petu. Good challenge.
David. Go with him, Dave.
Samba back to Charlie Cortman. Then for Petu. First time layoff.
Pass it, Dave. Run, David. David. Come on. Run, Con. Slide, Elvis. Elvis, you're across. You're not jumping.
Here's Harrison Parker. Needs an out.
Across. Brilliant goal.
Harrison Parker playing himself into a bit of trouble there. Maybe needed to go earlier. And I think Wolves going to have to make that change.
I know. Sub, please.
So Conor McLeod won't be able to continue. Reece Bowen waiting to come on.
Wow, that's what he's doing.
Said, brilliant. You guys, brilliant. Elvis, brilliant. Yeah, Jake will swap. Jake, do you want to go off the left and David off the right?
Yeah, what's your have a minute. Miles, you're marking position. Miles, you're marking position.
Yeah, that change has been made.
He's number 7.
So Conor McLeod off for Reece Bowen. Following with the first touch and contribution. Layoff from Mane to Wilcox. Seb Lockhead looking to transfer play, but it won't reach Miles Damon over on that far side. Charlie Courtman then with the throw-in. Beyond Marwa under pressure. City have won it back. Divine Mukasa. Here is Regan Heskey. Heskey doing so well. Gets the better of Ford. There's the cutback. Matty Warhurst coming onto the ball and has won it back here for City. Last touch game off Jake Wilcox, so it will be a City throw. Harrison Parker finds Kean Noble.
Open up, Elvis! Touch tight, Elvis! Touch
Samba
tight.
does well with the initial hold-up play and gets the ball back. Charlie Courtman, Mukasa, Caden Braithwaite in there. Ball into the near post area, and it's going to be a Manchester City corner. That's a good break. City moving quickly through the thirds. Samba and Courtman combining. Last touch came off Elvis Alandu. Samba, does he fancy his chances here? Samba trying to lift the ball up perhaps. And then Mukasa. George Hardy wants to get on with things.
Well done. On the ball. Now can we play? Where's Oscar?
Here's Marwa.
Good. Play.
Who finds Mane. Wilcox asking for it on the near side. And then Elandu.
There we go. Better quality.
Beyond Marwa. Trying to find a ball around the corner, but won back by Caden Braithwaite and Harrison Parker. Heskey. Final touch came off Elvis Alandu. They've taken it quickly. Here's Mukasa. Oh, just wouldn't run for him. Pepetu wins it back though. Samba, 2 over on that far side, including Courtman. Charlie Courtman trying to find Mukasa. Matthias Mane. Pressed by Caden Braithwaite, who does well. Elvis Alandu. One back by Caden Braithwaite. It will be a Wolves throw-in. Colo Torre, Ollie Rice just looking on, having a word.
Don't kick chest inside of the 60.
Here is Seb Lockhead.
Here. Ollie on the ball.
To Alfie White.
Left centre back when Ollie's on the ball, okay?
Osifo looking for the give and go with Muama. Miles Damon in there as well. Alfie White now under pressure. Oh, but he gets the turn on Dunbar McDonald. Beyond Marwa. And now Elvis Alandu. Wilcox. Trying to find a bit of space for himself.
Seb, where's the space, Seb?
Osifo all the way back to George Hardy.
Miles Damon, stay on it! Stay on it! Tight to Bjorn!
Now Wolves want to take the throw quickly. Harrison Parker under pressure, but he's done well.
Alfie! Tell Miles he's got to drop down quicker! Go. That's you, Jake. Jake, ready to jump to the 3. Jump to the 3, just go! Yeah, go on.
Kean Noble taking no chances, had to go, that ball. Osifo has lost out to Femi Pepetu. Trying to get Christian Dunbar McDonald away. Right idea, wrong ball. Here's Bjorn Marwer for Wolves.
Ready, shorten the distance. Now we
Come on, don't accept it more. Earlier, Fimi, earlier. Elvis, excellent.
Matthias Mane, he's got a bit of space to move into here. 6 goals already in the league, Matthias Mane. Does carry a goal threat. Wilcox with a dangerous ball in. But fizzed through a crowd. And it will be a goal kick for Manchester City. Wolves leading the shot count. Quarter of the game gone. Wolves 0, Manchester City 0. Patience could well be the key today.
Go close into you to the 6.
Here's Mukasa. Again, he looks for Christian Dunbar McDonald's.
Where are you, Bjorn? Where are you, Bjorn? Now then, who's doing?
Well, it's a coin toss, isn't it, in terms of possession? Hayden Ford. Oh, terrific from Caden Braithwaite, who can have it back here off Mukasa. Braithwaite with the ball in. Oh, Matty Warhurst about to pull the trigger. Mane's got the better of Fepetu. Needs to be careful now, Fepetu. Mane keeps going. Here's Wilcox with a chance. Slices it. And then held by Ollie Watmoff. Didn't get the connection he wanted, Jake Wilcox. This is a bit of a slice. There we go. Good break, though, from Wolves.
Jump. Now you're back in. Now you're back in, hey. Now you're back in. Get it.
Parker. Osifo for Wolves. Here's Ellis Bowen. Ford. Bowen keeps going on the right shoulder. Ball home up to the back post. Well, there's nobody on the end of it, and it means that Manchester City can reset here.
Get in front of the 6, please. That's it. Come on, Jake. Hayden, now you're back in. Go on, nick it within.
Noble. Samba to Divine Mukasa. City now with options forward. Mukasa keeps going. There's the trip. That's going to be a free kick, and there's going to be a booking here. David Osifo. Number 8 going in the book for Wolves. Well, Manchester City with a chance to test George Hardy here. Divine Mukasa behind it, and the goal-scoring form that he's been in. On target against Blackburn last week. He's 14th in the league. This time stood up for Matty Warhurst, who maybe just needed a bit more on that ball in from Mukasa. It's been rather dabbed up, hasn't it, for Matty Warhurst. See what they're trying to do.
No, we play.
50-50, well done. I'm ready to jump on the guy, yeah? Come on.
Here's Seb Lockhead. To Elvis Alandi. Header won by Cian Noble. Miles Damon coming onto it. David Osifo to Damon. Osifo can have it back. Now on a yellow card for Wolves. Jake Wilcox winning the duel with Divine Mukasa. Charlie Coleman with the first touch, but too heavy, and it's gone out of play. So City are going to have to get bodies back here.
Set it up, Mane.
Miles Damon it will be, with another tester here for Ollie Watmoff.
Yeah, good, good.
Bjorn, in front.
Does have a long throw on him.
Coming to you, Bjorn. Sniff it out, Hayden. Pull back out from the pack. It's coming to you.
That's it.
Dunbar McDonald couldn't get anything on it, and Ellis Bowen trying to keep it alive.
Keep it alive, Jay. Nice.
Appeals for handball. Wilcox helping it back in. Then Caden Braithwaite needs to be careful with the challenge. Heskey. And last touch came off Caden Braithwaite. So it will be a Wolves throw-in.
Miles, at the minute they're not dealing with it. Miles, let's ask the question. Go on, leave it. Leave it, Hay. Be alive to it, fellas.
Miles Damon coming across from the left to the right to take this. And he will have a bit of a wind assistance from this side.
Concentration, yeah? Concentration here.
That's it. Sideboard, sideboard.
Good lad.
There's the throw in. Header one by Mikasa. Matty Warhurst trying to bring it under. Doesn't need to give away the foul. Samba. Oh, he's done well. Matthias Mane back in to help out for Wolves. Charlie Cortman does well. Ellis Bowen trying to come in on the blind side. Mikasa to Floyd Samba.
Win it! Win it!
Keep it! Switch!
Here's Femi Pepetu. Switch the call from the dugout.
Keep the ball! Keep the ball!
Keep the ball.
You're back three now. You're back three. Back three together with you now. Jazz inside.
Jazz inside!
Here's Mikasa. Oh, that's well done from Divine Mikasa.
Keep the ball!
Slide, Elvis, slide!
Caden Braithwaite.
Slide tight, Hayden, touch
Keep
tight.
the ball! Keep the ball! Make it go!
That's good. Come on, Jake. Pressure. You can go.
Hook it now here, Divine.
Set the half
Hook it here
now.
now.
David on the ball. Come on, tight yarn. David,
Pepetu needs a call here.
Come on, concentration.
Come on! Make the passing! Keep it simple!
Charlie Cortman. Samba just stretching a bit for Petu.
Switch again!
Keep burn.
Dave, get there.
Ian Noble decides to go back right.
Tight.
Here's Charlie Cortman. Christian Dunbar McDonald, if he can keep this in, he does. He's done well. Matty Warhurst with the header. Hayden Ford has to get this clear, and he does. Better from Manchester City. There's the chance. Had a lot to do, Matty Warhurst.
Jazz double six.
Mikasa, first time ball around the corner, might get on the end of this. Does. Mikasa with a chance. Can he get his shot away? He does. Oh, deflected up and held by George Hardy. Oh, and it just opened up, didn't it, for Divine Mikasa?
50-50.
Kept going. Wolves risking a penalty as well. Bjorn Marwa got his shot away.
Yes, Key, well done. That's it, perfect.
Wilcox. Yeah, offside against Ellis Bowen.
Don't let him settle.
Assistant with the flag on the near side.
Ready to jump, Jake. Jake, ready to jump to the fight.
Just jumping, Stevie. You have to be ready. Good.
High, go on, Jake. High. Go on, ready to go in, Elvis. It's you. Come on, Al. Concentration. Take care of the ball.
Well, Mikasa just losing out. Ellis Bowen trying to get the turn. Femi Pepetu had read that situation. Good awareness. And he'll get the ball back here.
Keep it, Bjorn. Go on, Bjorn. Balance off, David.
Simple passes.
Chuck in, David.
Third of the game gone. And no breakthrough here at the Sir Jack Hayward training ground in Wolverhampton.
Hayden, that's you. Hey, Elvis, talk to him. Body language, body language.
Wolves nil, Manchester City nil. City just moving through the gears though. Matty Warhurst and Divine Mikasa with the best chances. Here is Charlie Cortman. Said Lockhead had gone across. Poor distribution though. Here's Samba. Oh, he's maybe trying to find the run of Divine Mikasa there.
Come on. Positioning. Chris, come on. More.
But I just wonder is the wind playing its part here in the West Midlands? Testing conditions.
Kian, ready to jump again.
Come on, Floyd, come inside.
Here is Jake Wilcox.
This one, good.
Caden Braithwaite first to that. Hayden Ford is down. And might just need a bit of some running repairs here, the Wolves number 11. Mukasa, the architect of this initial move, did well. Bjorn Marr were risking the penalty. And then Mukasa, the last touch came off Alfie White.
Come on, be calm in possession. He's got to be ready to press, ready to trap. Two's run off you. If you pass him on, fine. Smug. Bjorn,
Chris.
been excellent. Yours key to the game. That's why I keep saying your name. Well done. Been excellent. Well done.
We have got 12 with normal. Ready, come on. Come on, boys, come on. Come on. Yes. Really.
Mane.
Well done. Come on. Really.
Mane again. Looks a bit of a handful, the Wolves number 10. Tripped by Mukasa. Heskey and Mukasa told to get away from the ball. Switch ball out to Miles Damon.
Stay on it. Close it, Elvis. Closer.
Here's Seb Lockhead. Ball has gone out of play. So it will be a Manchester City throw-in.
Come on, Seb. Jake. Elvis has got that. There you go. Now you're thinking, Jake.
Ollie Watmuff finds Femi for Petu.
Elvis.
Bit of purpose on the pass to Regan Heskey, whose first touch is excellent. Stood up by Elvis Alandu. Heskey tries to go on the outside. One back by Elvis Alandu. And then Hardy. This ball will hold up. I don't believe it will. No, out of play. We'll see Colo Torre. Instructions for Femi Fepetu to be on his toes to receive the ball.
Up, higher. Good. Out there, Bjorn.
Charlie Corbin and Harrison Parker combining.
Switch again.
Oh, we get. Leave him in. Go on.
Ellis Bowen, who's got a bit of work to do. City now have got to get bodies back. Mane trying to join the attack. Ellis Bowen just trying to steer that through a crowd.
Elvis, have a look.
And then Ellie Watmuff
Settle it now. Bjorn.
with the clearance.
Come on. Rick, go in.
That's an apology as well for any strong language that may be picked up on from time to time.
Divine. No.
Miles Damon, who does have a long throw,
That's it. Rick,
decides to go back to Seb Lockhead.
That's it.
Elvis Alandu peeling away on this near side to receive the ball of George Hardy, who instead looks long.
You in?
Hayden Ford. Caden Braithwaite doing so well. Throwing goes Wolves' way.
Don't stop.
Hayden, believe in that, mate. You've got a goal. Well done, mate. George, good lad. Oh, you take it.
Hayden, let's be sensible, please, lads. Elvis, got to move in.
This time Alandu with the throw-in.
Dave, land on it. Win it, Dave.
Done by McDonald. Does well to find Charlie Courtman. Femi Fepetu.
Doing very strong. You've got support. Trust Bjorn. Brilliant, Bjorn.
Like Samba does well to get the turn on Alfie White.
For the team, Jake.
Samba with a burst of pace
Great recoveries, fellas.
to Dunbar
David,
McDonald.
you're jogging. Right.
Stay there, Kev, no wider. This way, holds up, yeah?
Mukasa again.
Stay connected, Reese. They can go back.
Calm.
Need pressure on the ball, you
Kieran Noble to the captain, Caden Braithwaite.
Pressure on the ball, Reese.
Stay compact. Don't drop.
Offside line,
You've got to slide, Alfie.
That's a good ball out to Christian Dunbar McDonald's. Give and go with Samba. To Mukasa. Oh, just a bit of a slip, unfortunately. But it's been won back by Courtman. Now Samba.
Out the box.
Thought about the strike.
And your toes set, ready to slide. Brilliant, Hayden. Don't foul. Good. Brilliant, CJ. Well done, Hayden.
Heskey, 2 for Petu. Well, Charlie Courtman now has to get back. Here's Osifo with a burst from midfield. City need to be careful.
Start again.
I think this ball is going to hold as well.
Right, set up. Set early.
Yeah, goal kick, says the match official. 5 to go here at the Sir Jack Hayward training grounds.
Jake, don't worry about locking them inside. Hayden's with you. There's nothing outside, Hayden. Don't worry, there's nothing outside you. Miles! Go on, you can go in, stay with Bjorn. Bjorn splits the difference. Go on, Miles! Right, that's it, that's fine. Equal numbers.
Here's Harrison Parker.
David, run, David!
Does well with a bit of space to move into. And all of a sudden he's over the halfway line.
Don't foul now!
And now move the ball! Move the ball!
Touch tight, Seb! Touch tight, Seb! Touch tight, Seb!
Mukasa.
Pressure on the ball, strikers! Reese, pressure on the ball!
Right, stay here.
Come, Reese, they'll come with you, Reese! Come on, Bjorn! We haven't moved! Seb! Higher! That's where Seb should be.
Mukasa.
Right, make the box.
Trying to find the run of Dunbar McDonald. Matthew Warhurst challenging.
Inside more.
That's a good deal. Samba and Elvis Alandu.
Hayden, know where he is! Let's cover Hayden!
Ball needs to come down for Samba.
Stay there. Move the ball again.
And he's done well.
Good slide, Hayden.
Right.
Tight!
Courtman gets the turn on Osifo. Keeps going. Charlie Courtman. Trying to find Matty Warhurst, and then the strike! Oh, it's just wide of the target from Divine Mukasa. Better from Manchester City, coming forward with purpose. Divine Mukasa, wicked strike, just wide of the target. Good hit.
Come on, get to position. Come on, Pete, let's go. Come on. Rick, come on. Please. Please, go.
George Hardy sends it long. Samba wins the first header. Good strong climb from Floyd Samba. But it will be a Wolves throw. Miles Damon looking long. Header won though by Harrison Parker. Divine Mukasa, a bit of purpose on the layoff as well to help out Caden Braithwaite. Ollie Watmouth with options left and right. Samba brings the ball down and finds Mukasa. Mukasa keeps going. Oh, and he's done well. Trying to thread that one through for Matty Warhurst.
Come on, Timmy.
There's Mane. Good challenge from Caden Braithwaite. Oh, Caden Braithwaite will have enjoyed that moment. Needed to get that right, and it was a superb challenge.
Stay with Bjorn. Stay Elvis. Half out. Stay with Bjorn. Go on. Don't let him set. Don't let him get set. Get back in, Reese. Come on. Set. Don't let him set, Reese. Come on.
Inside the final 60 seconds then. Here's Samba.
Hayden, good.
Right, Hayden here. Hayden, go. He will cover you.
Caden Braithwaite to Heskey. Chance to Heskey to open up here. Gets the better of Ford, and he's into the penalty area. He's done the hard part, looking for the cutback. Last touch came off Elvis Alandu. And this is what he offers. Terrific burst of pace. And crucially, Manchester City have Wolves right where they want them just before half-time.
What's he telling you, Miles? Reece, what's he telling you?
Casa with the ball in.
Great head out, big.
There was a Wolves head on that, and so it will be a Manchester City throw. Cortman to Harrison Parker.
Harrison, you on the last one? Yes.
Here's Mukasa. Casa with the ball in, held by George Hardy, who just looks to take some of the sting out of this.
Come on, face the play.
Yes,
Miles, what if? Miles.
Keir Noble with the first touch.
Look at the state of the game.
Come on, let's go. Let's go, team, come on.
Play Alfie, drop and play.
Chris! Inside, Riggs. What inside? Yes.
We did have that injury hold-up, of course, didn't we, for Conor McLeod, so there will be some time added on here by the referee. One back by Heskey. Challenged, though, by Wilcox.
David, in. Come on, Dave. Close that gap. Look at you. Good shape. 1 minute. Hey, he's got the ball left. That's a shout there. Hey, Ben. He's got the ball, man. Hey, Ben. Don't just listen to the shout, man. Hey.
Was it foul, mate?
There's a foul on Caden Braithwaite. The Wolves bench not happy. They thought the referee was simply responding to the City protests. You probably heard the contact, Mukasa. There's options in here, including Keir Noble and Harrison Parker.
Arne, tell the ref that's time. Elvis, touch tight. Jake, tight to the 10. Jake, the 10. Move! Playing till they score, is it? I know what. They've not got the ball. Honestly.
Don't run the clock. 15 seconds left.
Imane Reece, it's the last attack. Come on. Mane in.
Floyd
Go
Samba.
underneath the ball. Fill the gap.
Can City get a first half breakthrough here?
Post. Back post, Hayden. Yes, Reece,
Charlie
go.
Cortman to
Out
Caden
the ball.
Braithwaite. Whipped in,
Ball.
done by McDonald, handball, and the referee blows in any event. So, Wolves 0, Manchester City 0. Hayden Ford, Jake Wilcox, Bjorn Moama, David Osifo, Miles Damon, Matthias Mane, and Reece Bowen for Wolves. Second half underway. Manchester City will play from left to right in their changed kit on their travels. Ollie Watmoff in goal for Manchester City. Charlie Cortman, Keir Noble, Harrison Parker, Caden Braithwaite, Femi Fepetu, Divine Mukasa, Floyd Samba, Matty Warhurst, Regan Heskey, and Christian Dunbar McDonald's. City just starting to come to the boil towards the end of the first half with a couple of chances. Here's Ellis Bowen, trying to get the angle for himself. Wilcox with the chance, scuffed. Again, didn't get the connection he would have wanted. Similar effort in the first half.
Good, Jake. Go on, Reece. Go on. Good. Go on.
Ollie Watmoff then.
Back in, Hayden. Yes, I know.
Flag's gone up in the first phase. I think this one might have been against either Matthew Warhurst or Christian Dunbar McDonald's. There's that earlier chance for Jake Wilcox. Warhurst has won it back. Here's for Petu. Warhurst again helping it on to Divine Mukasa. And then Regan Heskey. Heskey standing the ball up. Cleared by Ford. It's not a great clearance. Courtman. Oh, that's a nice layoff here to Dunbar-MacDonald. Oh, Christian Dunbar-MacDonald is in now. They're queuing up. Here's the cutback. An important last touch of the Wolves defender. It will be a Manchester City corner. City starting this second half with a bit of purpose.
We want it to happen. We want it to happen. How many's out? There you go, steady, steady. You're on, protect.
So Devan Picasso with the corner. Ellis Boyd trying to help it out. Charlie Coleman had to win that header. Here's Matthew Warhurst who's in. Matthew Warhurst with a chance! Oh, somehow an important last touch. Matthew Warhurst denied. Elvis Alandu it was who got the last touch. Dunbar-MacDonald goes all the way through to Kean Noble. Noble with the ball in. Miles Damon got the call to let that go. Oh, what a chance that was for Matthew Warhurst. Here it is again, looking to get into double figures in the league. Oh, and Elvis Alandu just taking it away from him with his big toe.
Drop right down, Alfie. Drop right down, Miles. Seb, come wider. Yes, you're out.
One back by Femi Fapetu. Here's Mukasa. Mukasa with the ball in. Matthew Warhurst keeps the ball in. Charlie Courtman to Samba, who finds Charlie Courtman. Fapetu, who was looking for Matty Warhurst. City keeping the pressure on. All of a sudden, this is better. Scoring goals has not been an issue for Manchester City this season. Well, that's surely a tug from Jake Wilcox. Yeah, they get the decision.
Jake, come on. Organise us, George.
Yes, up. Compact first, Jake. Right decision. Compact first, Jake.
Double up, David.
Dunbar-MacDonald. Better. Last touch came off Alfie White.
Right, but stay compact first. Richard. Easy, Reese. All angle, Reese.
Christian Dunbar-MacDonald it will be to take this. Devan Picasso just going across. And they've worked it short. That's a dangerous ball into the back post. Matty Warhurst and Harrison Parker were in there.
George.
Bit of whip on that ball in. Matty Warhurst stretching.
Seb, get up. Jake. You should have kept the ball. You haven't got out.
Yeah, coming into today's fixture, Manchester City with 69 goals in the league.
Get to Jake White. Jake across.
10 better than Manchester United, who, a reminder, currently lead rock bottom Leeds United 9-0, and it's only half time at Carrington. Femi Fapetu wins it back.
Go on, Dave! Speed, Dave! Yes, this is you, Alfie. This is you, Seb, have a look. Drop out to one.
Alfie White facing his own goal.
Stop, Elvis.
Back to Hardy.
Stop, quicker. Go on, Reece, run.
Oh, Charlie Cotman got the header, but Harrison Parker back in there to help out.
Go with it, Dave, this is you. Go on. Go on.
Ollie Watmuff sends it long.
Come here, boy. Ready? Good.
Matty Warhurst has won it back for City.
Find us.
And then runs into the formidable frame of Elvis Alandu. Here's Matthias Mane.
Hayden, you in, mate. Come on.
Trying to slip that through for Ellis Bowen. Reece Bowen it was who was trying to just get in on the blind side. Elvis Alandu, 6'2" teenager.
Yes, Chris.
Here's Floyd Samba.
You've got to get Jake across. Tight. Coming into you, Bjorn.
Mukasa, challenged by Ford.
Side, hey.
Here's Samba.
Weather this spell, weather it. Enjoy the
Charlie Cortman to Divine Mukasa.
Keep him out. Good, keep him out. Tight, Hayden, tight. Brilliant, David. Up. Bjorn, you. Up, Seth. Up. Elvis, up. One tight.
Femi Fapetu.
Go on higher. Up, Seth. We haven't moved, Seth.
It's a good ball for Floyd Samba if he can get into the penalty area. He does, gets the shot away. Held though by George Hardy.
Seth, we haven't moved. Goes back, get up. Hey.
Floyd Samba under a bit of pressure from Alfie White, the Wolves captain. The Wolves playing a risky game at the back, but they get away with it in that instance. There's Mukasa. Yeah. Kian Noble to Harrison Parker.
Yes, Bjorn, get them two sliding. Bjorn, otherwise he's just going to have to do two jobs. Get them sliding, get them pressing. Come on. Right, Hayden, jump. Come on. Alfie's going to hear you, please.
Fapetu. City with a chance to transfer play out to that left, and they do so. Mukasa helps it on to Regan Heskey.
David, right shoulder, David.
Mukasa again. Well, it's a heavy challenge between the pair. And let's have a look again. Yeah, the referee decided it's going to be a penalty. Just looking at the angle of that initial free kick, there's a yellow card as well, which will clear up. But it will be a Manchester City penalty. Challenged by Seb Lockhead on Divine Mukasa, and it will be Mukasa to take this.
Come on.
What a chance for Divine Mukasa.
No way he goes, George.
Big moment in the game, you feel. Up steps Divine Mukasa. Terrific finish. And Divine Mukasa gets his 15th in Premier League Under-18 North, and crucially hands Manchester City the breakthrough. Wolves 0, Manchester City 1. Well, Divine Mukasa winning the penalty and converting, and we get the breakthrough. Opening goal from Divine Mukasa on 56 minutes here at the Sir Jack Hayward training ground, and I wonder now, will this settle Manchester City down? They've certainly had the better of the opening 10 minutes after the restart. They've looked a bit more threatening and menacing. Heavy challenge on Mukasa. And the penalty. Awarded by Brandon Scave, the referee, in no doubt. The Petsu on Mwama, but it's gone out of play. And this might just be, you know, the tail of the tape for Manchester City as we move towards the business end of the regular season. Everybody knows what's at stake, and everybody wants to take the scalp of Manchester City. Wolves, a little bit like Blackburn last week, really have been up for this fixture. Here's Charlie Cortman to Femi Pepetu. Kian Noble looking to switch play. Good ball out to Christian Dunbar-McDonald. If he can get the better of Ford here, it's going to be a Manchester City throw-in.
You're free every time. He's got to bounce you. Come on.
Samba. Dunbar-McDonald. And for Petu. Samba again. Lovely, intricate combination play in a tight, congested area. Here's Mukasa. Heskey on the left shoulder of Damon. This is where he's dangerous. Mukasa with a whip ball in. Charlie Cortman now has to be careful. City have got to get bodies back here. Mane. Last touch came off Harrison Parker. There's the challenge again. Yep. The referee did take his time to award that. Seb Lockett it was who went in the book as well.
Come on the back of him. Give Miles space. Come on the back of him.
Let me get careful. Inside, in front of Kian.
Van Mukasa crucially just getting a yard ahead of Seb Lockhead there. Bjorn Mwama switching it out to Damon on the far side. Elvis Halandu. Alfie White into the feet of Mane. Here's Samba.
What a reaction. Go on, Reece.
Go on, you're lucky. Go on, you're lucky. Put the game.
Kian Noble takes it quickly. Header won by Ford, and the flag has gone up in any event.
Settle down, get past the ball. Reece, stretch them. Stretch Yes, now.
Mane can't bring it under control. Here's Mukasa. Heskey on his left shoulder. If that ball can be found, Mukasa thought about going alone.
Hey, Reece, if the centre-back jumps, you're 1v1. Recognise the space. When the 6 jumps to Bjorn, the centre-back jumps to Mane. 1v1. Emmy, come in.
Braithwaite to Heskey. Oh, can't bring it under.
Come on.
And now we're gone then. At the Sir Jack Hayward training ground. Wolves 0. Manchester City 1. Mukassa's won it back. Chance for Mukasa. Has done all the hard work. Trying to walk it in and does. Brilliant from Divine Mukasa. A sublime solo goal from City star man. Have a look at this for a finish. Oh, brilliant from Divine Mukasa to double Manchester City's lead. Wolves 0, Manchester City 2. Well, all of a sudden, Manchester City moving through the gears here. Lockhead, that needed more on it, didn't it? Mukasa, Robin Bjorn Mwama. Oh, look at that. George Hardy committed.
Hey, lads, lads.
And Divine Mukasa.
Come on, let's stop passing the ball.
Talk about picking your spots.
Either way we play, come on. Don't Whack it. Come on, play.
Well, Divine Mikasa, who I'm sure when we put the montage of the best goals from the under-18s together, he'll be involved in the pick of some of them. Perhaps the most, remember his incredible goal from the restart against Newcastle United. And he's added another one to the collection. Here's for Petu. Done by McDonald. Just trying to get the yard for himself.
Tighter, Alfie! Tighter!
And Divine Mikasa moves on to 16. Here's Samba. Samba with the ball in.
Get in, Alfie! Hayden, Mark!
Heskey looking to keep it alive.
Get up!
Heskey again. All of a sudden, Manchester City have a little bit of breathing space.
Tight, Alfie, go on.
Charlie Courtman. Parker. Oh, he needed too much time. Matis Mane. That ball needed to go earlier from Harrison Parker. And then gives away the free kick.
Come on, boys. Come on. Why don't we stop pushing up?
Elvis, you all right, mate? Come on.
Here's that goal again from Divine Mikasa. Drop of the shoulder. Sending a Seb Lockhead and George Hardy the wrong way. Harrison Parker's gone in the book. Wolves might to make a change, perhaps. Oh, they've got a player down. Elvis Alandu, who is down.
Elliot, you ready?
So a question now of whether Elvis Alandu can continue. Just hearing a call from the bench that Elliot Saba might be coming on. In the meantime, Wolves have got a free kick. Stays this way, of course. Manchester City under-18s retain top spots, regardless of what Manchester United do. They are back underway at Carrington. Manchester United 9, Leeds United 0, latest score. Looks like the physio has made the call that Elvis Alandu won't be able to continue.
Yeah, we got him ready.
Yeah, there we go. They need the change. And I think it's going to be...
Yeah, lads, yeah, two, Emmy.
There's the penalty incident.
Come on, lads. Are you two ready? Elliot, come on, mate. Take your time.
And there's the second from Mikasa.
Okay, now listen. Elliot, you got your shirt, mate. Elliot, you okay, mate? Yeah, you ready?
Wonderful finish.
You go left centre back. Now listen. When Seb's on the ball, shorten the distance.
So Ollie Stafford, Emilio Ballard-Matthews waiting to come on.
Okay. Yes, lads. Elvis. David. Yawn. David. Yawn. Alfie. Goes to 6, Alfie.
Triple change, in fact. Elliot Saba waiting to come on as well. Elvis Alandu won't be able to continue. He's one of those changes. 6 will be coming off. That is Bjorn Mwama. And I believe that is the number 8, David Osifo, coming off as well. So Elvis Alandu, Bjorn Mwama and David Osifo off. Elliot Saba, Ollie Stafford and Emilio Ballard-Matthews coming on. The changes for Wolves. In the meantime, after all that, Wolves have got a free kick here, and it's Matis Mane who fancies his chances. There's the chance. Saved by Ollie Watmuth. It's not a bad attempt from range. Curling effort.
Brilliant, Jay. Go on, these. Go on, these. Jump at me. Now you're back in, Jay. Come in, Jay, come in here.
Yes, Elliot. Yes, Elliot. Emmy, come on, can you come in?
Jay, come on, mate. You got to get in.
Here's Caden Braithwaite to Regan Heskey.
Out the box.
Heskey
Out the box.
cuts in, looking for the give and go with Mukasa.
Come on, in.
Matthias Mane, who has been a handful for Wolves this afternoon. Wilcox offering some support. They do get a throw out of it in the end. Three-quarter point gone in the West Midlands. Wolves 0, Manchester City 2. A divine Mukasa brace, giving Manchester City some crucial daylight here.
Come on, guys, still the top.
Bounce in.
Ready?
Ollie, offer. Ollie, go short. Ollie, go short.
Take the ball.
That's going to be a goal kick. It's a decent enough throw in from Miles Damon. Wilcox looking for the run on the left shoulder. Here's Rhys Bowen. Wolves with a chance. The referee's blown in any event for something here. I'm not sure what he's given. Did this go out of play? I think it might have done from Ellis Bowen. Yeah, that's what he's given it for. It's gone out of play. It was Mane with the final chance, but the ball had gone out of play. Noble to Floyd Samba.
Get on the ball, Alfie. Get on the ball, Alfie. Get on the ball, Mane.
Given away. Here's Mukasa. Mukasa trying to tee up Matty Warhurst. Wolves with bodies back. Mukasa. Now on for a hat-trick. Divine Mukasa.
Good, Emmy, well done.
Up, set, up. Good.
Christian Dunbar-McDonald doing well under pressure. And he finds an out ball, and it's Floyd Samba. Ollie Stafford scrambling to get back into position. Pepetu to Courtman, who can use Dunbar-McDonald. Lay off for Samba. Oh, fizzed across the 6-yard line. Just needed a final touch.
There's so much running, they're willing to get up the pitch. Hayden, Ollie, if he's working it, get up. Come on, make sure we compact if it's a fight ball. Jay, that's a chance. Come on, Ed. Give everyone a lift. Come on. Can we get it again? Come on, fellas. Can we get it to Hayden? On Alfie. Can we get it to Hayden? Alfie.
One back by Femi Pepetu, sensing the danger. 20 to go then.
That's better.
Hey, D is in front of you! Hey, we're forcing the game too early!
Yeah, you've got to know when it's coming, son. Come on, look after the ball. Set, higher!
Mane trying to win this with Harrison Parker, who is on a yellow card now. Wilcox. Back to Stafford. George Hardy, no alternative but to go long, and Caden Braithwaite ahead and sees the ball go out of touch.
Want the ball, lads. Play! Can we pass the ball?
Elliot Saba to Seb Lockhead. Now Ollie Stafford on the near side. There's Matthias Mane. Mane keeps going. Harrison Parker needs to be careful here. Mane keeps going, checks back, gets the shot away. Brilliant save from Ollie Watmuth. And he has been a big handful, the Wolves number 10.
Look to bounce Alfie. Well done, lads. Brilliant.
Hayden, go get on it. Hayden, go get on the corner. Jay, out with him.
Hayden Ford going across to take this.
Floyd a little bit closer, not too much.
Here's Wilcox to Mane. Dangerous ball into the back post, but out of play. Just a reminder, on the bench for Manchester City, Luca Fletcher, Max Hudson, Finlay Gorman, Ryan McAdoo, Ollie Tevenen. Caden Braithwaite could go in the middle. Ollie Tevenen to go left back, with Harrison Parker on a yellow card, if they're looking at that. Here's Fapetu. Avoids the traffic in a busy midfield area. Finds Harrison Parker. Sander putting his body in a way to get the better of Wilcox. Macassa, and then Heskey the target over on that far side. Here is Heskey having a go at Damon. Heskey with a chance to send this in. Here's Samba with the strike. Oh, I can't get over the top of it. Good build-up, but over the target from Floyd Samba.
Excellent, keep going, Mane. Come to the side, well done. No, don't give up on it, George. Don't give up on it. Elliot, got the ball. Miles, look down. Look down, Miles. Look down. Seb, come wider. Get him out. Wider. Come on. Seb, you're out.
I think there's going to be a change on this near side. Substitution perhaps for Manchester City. No. Play goes on. Here's Stafford. Wilcox just somehow keeps that in, but then stretching. And Femi Fapetu got the last touch, so. Wilcox again. Samba's done well to win it back. Mane is down. Could be a problem here. Ballard Matthews trying to find the through ball.
Let's go, keep going.
Macassa to Heskey. Heskey with a drop, gets the shot away, but it's wide of the target. And Wolves can now get some attention for Matthias Mane. Challenge from with Femi Fapetu, wasn't it? Didn't see a great deal in this, but here it is again. Oh, there it is. Just a bit of contact, isn't it, on the top of the boot from Femi Fapetu.
14, 15, great.
A chance for the players just to take on some fuel. Finlay Gorman, Ryan McAdoo waiting to come on. Floyd Samba goes off. And then Christian Dunbar McDonald makes way for Ryan McAdoo.
You might do it at some point with Miles.
Stafford immediately under pressure from McAdoo. The linesman gave it City's way. Gorman. Finlay Gorman's won it back. Parker. Oh, Ryan McAdoo's done brilliantly, and he's into the penalty area. City get the corner.
Seb, Ollie and Elliot in the zone with you. Seb, Ollie and Elliot with you. Mark him, Alfie, mark him.
Here is Divine Mukasa.
Alfie, mark. Steady, Jake. Steady, Jake. Go on there, steady.
Finlay Gorman.
Steady, up, 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 up. Go on, Ollie. Go on, Ollie.
Gorman again to Mukasa, lifting the ball up for Petu. Petu's done well. Can he get the shot away?
Don't stop.
Just needed to come across, perhaps. Femi Petu desperate for his first goal in Premier League Under-18 North this season. Yeah, just trying to set himself. He had options at the back post, didn't he? They were queuing up.
Drop down, Miles.
Can you, Miles? Good, there you are, Alfie.
What if, Ollie? What if, Ollie? What if?
Well played. Work it out. Can we work it out here?
Oh, Mane's done brilliantly.
How many times?
And that'll be a yellow card for Caden Braithwaite.
Reese, get the ball. Bit of urgency. Come on. Seb, can you? Drop off, Seb. Hayden. Jake, stay in, pal. Play. Get Seb on the ball. Get Seb on the ball.
Just over 10 to go.
Close the distance.
Giving away to Mukasa. Finlay Gorman maybe needed a call, won by Stafford.
What you got, then? What you got? Go on, have a go with him.
Who finds Hayden Ford.
Go ahead, Pete.
Ford having a go at Charlie Cortman. Charlie Cortman has done well, but concedes the corner in doing so.
Jake, come on, let's go.
Right, not too close. Too early, right.
Yes, right.
Here's Mane.
Out! Femi!
Stafford standing the ball up, bit of whip on it as well. Lockhead, who got the last touch on that, so it will be a Manchester City goal kick. Looks like Luca Fletcher will be coming on as well. The obvious change would be Matty Warhurst like for like, but we have seen on occasions this season Polly Rice leave Matty Warhurst on and puts the pair up together.
No, it's not. Alfie, this is the point, not that. Wait there, Alfie. Him on me. This is the play, get ready to get across.
Match him up.
Alfie across.
Finlay Gorman.
This is you. Come on, lads. Believe.
Come on, defense. Ollie.
Okay, Matty.
Yeah, Luca Fletcher waiting to come on for Matty Warhurst. Did have a chance in the first half with a glancing header. So Luca Fletcher will be coming on. Mane again with the footwork and the trickery. Here's Alfie White.
Come on.
City with a chance to get 10 to 15 yards further up the pitch here. Lockhead decides to go long, but it won't hold up on that far side. Caden Braithwaite to Kian Noble. Here's Divine Mukasa. Rolled into the path of Regan Heskey. Stood up by Elliot Saba. Heskey checks back, comes back on the inside and then loses out. Regan Heskey. Ballard Matthews back in to help out, but Regan Heskey's done well to win it back.
Higher, Seb! Seb, get us up! Help me off their toes! Off their toes! Stay high, Seb! Pick the ball! Seb, even higher! Miles! Come on! Ready to race!
Keep ball from City. Mukasa. Kian Noble. Probably not the ball he wanted. Kian Noble just has to deal with this now. Yeah, puts it out of play, so it will be a Wolves throw-in. Reece Blaine wants to take it quickly.
Luca!
Wolves looking to utilise the long throw of Miles Damon. Here's Mane again. Again, he gets the turn.
In tight, Seb, in tight! In tight, Elliot! In tight! In tight! Pen them in, Seb! Pen them in! Pen them in, Elliot, tight!
Damon with a chance to send this in for Wolves. Last touch came off Keon Noble, will want to prevent the corner and does.
Come on, boys, come on!
Wolves with the throw in then. Damon, this time looking to go long, launch it in. Lockhead is in there. Ollie Stafford let ball take it out of play on that far side.
Stay high, George. Stay high, George.
Fletcher battling away. Oh, Hayden Ford didn't know he had Ryan Mikado breathing in on his blind side. He got away with that. Here's Finlay Gorman with a chance. Check, steadies himself, and Manchester City get a third. Superb finish from Finlay Gorman, and the City substitute surely puts this game beyond Wolves. Lovely defence splitting pass. Finlay Gorman steadied himself, Ollie Stafford committed, and a lovely steered, measured finish into an empty net. Wolves 0, Manchester City 3.
Stay together.
Have a look at this for a through ball from Divine Mukasa. 2 goals and an assist. But a well-taken finish from Finlay Gorman. Charlie Cortman coming off. Ollie Tevenen on. Header won by Caden Braithwaite, who moves into the middle. Finlay Gorman trying to win this back off Wilcox.
Come on, right, positioning.
Stafford to Mane. And goes Wolves' way, and Ollie Rice and Colo Torre, they can just relax a little bit more now. Seb Lockhead looking for the long switch ball. Bollard Matthews to Damon. Fizzed in, and then Kian Noble sends it clear. It will hold up here for Regan Heskey. Oh, and Heskey's done so well. He's into the penalty area. Here's Wilcox for Wolves. Mane. Well, Mane wants to do it all alone. Yeah, foul by the Wolves number 10 on Harrison Parker. And Harrison Parker doesn't need to get involved.
Mane. Good lad. Good lad, Mane.
Here's Mukasa. Long range effort from Divine Mukasa. Trying to catch George Hardy off his line. Oh, maybe worth a go. Mukasa on his toes. Yeah, fancied his chances. Ollie Stafford has a problem here. Finlay Gorman with the foul on Ollie Stafford, and it will be a Wolves free kick. Mane. Through's go Wolves' way. Here's Alfie White. Bollard Matthews stood up by Tevenin. Now Mukasa. Oh, not enough on it for Luca Fletcher to bring that under. Strike from distance. And they're going to get a corner out of this, Wolves. And they have two over here. If they work it short, which they have done. Wilcox to Mane.
Working into the box, 3v2. Come on, Hayden, join in.
Mane with the ball in. That's dangerous. Chance at the back post. Just wide. Mane again. Here's Finlay Gorman. Mane again has won it back. What a handful he has proved to be this afternoon.
Can't take space. It flies and it comes to you. Come on.
Same again if you're quick.
5 minutes to be added on, by the way.
Play! Hayden, play!
Wilcox. Mane. Ball is deep. Noble got the first header on it, then Regan Heskey.
He needs help. Hayden. Ollie.
Out of play though on the far side. Miles Damon it will be. Again, they look to utilise this long throw.
Oh, no, you're not going to score from there, mate. Come on.
Now Divine Mukasa. George Hardy with no option but to put that out of play. So committed, the Wolves goalkeeper.
Get back in the middle of it.
Tevenin
Go with them, Jake. Go with them.
to Caden Braithwaite.
Go with them. Go with them. Fill in there, Mane. Fill in for Elsie, Mane.
Now into time added on then for Petu.
Jake. Now you go. Nice, stay in the midfielders. Lovely endeavour, Alfie.
Keep the ball, keep.
Hey, time! Brilliant!
Let's go.
Here's Ryan McAdoo.
Careful, Ryan, careful. Okay.
Alfie.
Yeah, George Hardy just doing enough to marshal that out of play. But Wolves need the ball down the other end of the pitch.
We need two up there, so if you want to swap. But we can't have two of you out here. Reece, where's the space, Reece? Reece, where's the space?
Stafford to Wilcox.
Top of the diamond. GG. Top of the diamond. Well managed.
Papetu winning it back for Fletcher. Papetu again.
Brilliant, Miles.
I just won't sit for Finlay Gorman, but here's McAdoo.
Yeah, move, Seb. Higher, Seb. Goes up. Hey, look at your line, mate.
Then Kean Noble.
Take the ball. Harrison.
Seb, through!
This way. This way. This way. Nice save.
One back by Mikasa. Keeps going. It's Papetu. Luca Fletcher battling away. Papetu.
Right, narrow, Miles. Hayden Mather, narrow. Send Elliott as a wing back. Miles, organise.
Fill in, Emmy! Good lad! Well done, Emmy!
Heskey.
Can we work it out here?
Ollie Tepperton winning it back. City with the turnover.
Come on, drive. Higher, Mane. Higher, Mane.
3 gone.
Higher.
In stoppage time.
Seb, come on.
Papetu. Papetu out to Regan Heskey, who finds Divine Mukasa. Now Regan Heskey judged to be in an offside position in the first phase. There's the flag from the assistants.
Miles, get your shape, Miles. George. Ollie. That's fine, Miles, good lad. Emmy, that's fine.
Harrison. Nice, well done.
Back in, Reece, back in. Forward. Don't let it become forward, Seb.
Finlay Gorman.
Close the gap.
Trying to find this run of Luca Fletcher. If it will hold, it will. Fletcher is into the penalty area. Good initial hold-up play. And then McAdoo.
Don't give it up, Ollie. Get underneath the ball.
All right, McAdoo doing well under pressure. But the referee blows for full time at the Sir Jack Hayward training ground.